Hello everyone, and welcome to Trollpastas, a series where me and Afton read some cringeworthy stories on the internet. Today we are continuing Jeff the Killer. I had to split it up in two parts because it was basically an hour-long recording. Just like the last part, this part is also somewhat graphic, so viewer discretion is advised. Of course, if you're cool with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the finale of Jeff the Killer.
She's just entirely. She has forgotten about the
Your
child.
your son is in prison.
Your son has been imprisoned on multiple charges of assault and battery, and you're waking your other kid up with a big ol' smile, going, "Guess what, son?"
No, Jeff. No, Jeff. Nah, Jeff. You see, Long Island University, as you could probably guess, wasn't ours. Looks nothing like you. He wasn't, he didn't look like he had fucking, white foundation, like pure white foundation on constantly.
Yeah. The whole family, you look at the
He's
family
the one normal
photo,
person
and
here.
the three of them are the pastiest motherfuckers you've ever seen. Literally, like, the whitest skin known to man.
Jeff,
and then you have this
it's
one
the
child.
day, she said as she opened the curtains to let light flood into his room. What's today? Asked Jeff as he stirs awake. Why, it's Billy's party. Of course!
Oh my god.
He was now fully awake.
You seem more excited about Billy's party than Billy probably is. I also love that they picked the most generic name for a child they could think of.
Your son is in juvie!
Billy, yeah.
Your son is in juvie!
Hey, you know what? That means that she only has to organize travel for one of them.
Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after... There was a long pause. Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past days. Now get dressed.
Nope.
Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get herself ready. He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and a pair of jeans and walked down the stairs.
Whoa,
he saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother was in a dress and his father was in a suit. He thought, why would they wear such fancy clothes to a kid's birthday party?
That's a good question.
Good ass question.
Genuine question. You could not pay me to wear a suit to a kid's party because that suit is gonna get ruined. They're children, they're the devil, that suit's gonna get ruined. You do not wear a suit to a children's birthday party.
It depends on the suit, I guess.
I don't care.
If it's a yellow suit, maybe
yeah, you're right. Actually, I should consider this. I should wear a yellow suit and a big puffy wig, and maybe to add to that, I'll finish out the entire outfit with a big old red nose. Huh?
Well, I was thinking of a big yellow suit, like really bulky,
Yeah.
and like there's like it's so bulky it needs metal to stand up.
No, no, I'm not. Rolling up to the kid's springlock suit party. Let's go.
Yeah. Springlock failure. Son, is
Throw a bucket of water on all of the attendants and watch them squirm.
Son, is that all you're going to wear? Said Jeff's mom. Bet on ratting too much. He said. His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hit it with a smile. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression, said his father. Jeff grunted.
Not to a kid's birthday
and went back up to his room.
What impression they're gonna get out of you? That you're a psychopath. That you probably invite people to dinner and they're never seen again. That's the impression they're gonna get from you if you wear a suit to a kid's birthday party.
Maybe everybody in this family is fucked up. Maybe Long Island University. Maybe Long Island University is the only normal one here. Maybe we're right about this shit.
University genuinely believed that he was responsible for the violence committed against the other children. There are just no normal members of this family.
I'm on Team Long Island University right here. I don't have any fancy clothes, he yelled downstairs. Just pick out something, called his mother. He looked around in his closet for what he would call fancy. A pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it, so he looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts, none of which would go with dress pants. And finally, he found a
Not
white
true.
hoodie to
You
go.
can absolutely wear a nice pair of like dress pants with a good-looking patterned shirt. Absolutely. Sure, I dress like a depressed father who is currently living in the Bahamas,
It
but
is
whatever.
true.
It's true. It's true. That's how I dress. However, I think that that's perfectly fine. And also, if there happen to be palm trees on that shirt, nothing wrong with that. Only thing is, it is just so morally incorrect to wear a tie with a short sleeve shirt.
Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on.
Like a
You're
white
wearing
hoodie.
that? They both said. His mother looked at her watch. Okay. Oh, no time to change. Let's just go. She said as she herded Jeff and
Like a
his
white
father out
hoodie
the
and
door.
black dress pants.
They
Actually
crossed.
looks worse than just jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door at it and appeared Barbara. Just like his
no
parents.
time to change. Let's just go. You are across the street.
Just like his
It takes
parents.
you like half a minute.
Just like his parents, way overdressed. Is everybody here a fucking psychopath? As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids.
You've
Okay.
entered into Bizarro World. There is something.
I feel like I'm in the
strange
fucking
going on
Twilight
here.
Zone, and oh my god, we're not even halfway through.
Keep going. We got it. We can power through.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut so much from this video.
No.
The kids are all out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go and meet some of them, said Barbara.
No.
Jeff walked out to see a yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with real guns. He might as well be standing in a Toys R Us. Suddenly a kid came up and handed him a toy gun and a hat. Hey, wanna play? He said. No, kid. I'm too old for this stuff. I kept on.
You are 13, man.
I was only 13 years old.
I am significantly older than 13, and if some kid came up to me and handed me a toy gun and a hat, I'd probably just be impressed with their like ballsiness. But hell yeah, I'm gonna play with the kids.
Oh man, it's game on if you do that with me.
Game on.
I'm the overly competitive one who makes like just things stop being fun when I get invited.
I will just disappear.
You do just disappear, and it's actually kind of impressive.
That's how I am very skilled at moving without being detected. I will just disappear and reappear at random times.
I mean, some people say I do the same thing, but you do it better.
I am very
Please,
talented.
said the kid. Fine, said Jeff. He put on the hat and began to pretend to shoot at the kids. At first he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. It might not have been super cool, but it was the first time he had done something that took his mind off of Long Island University. So he played with the kids for a while until he heard a noise, a weird rolling noise, and then it hit me. Then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards.
They jumped the fence?
Oh, bro, these guys are the cool kids.
Sorry?
Holy shit.
Sorry, they jumped the fence? Either they have got a pretty impressive ramp on the other side, or, even more impressive, they have just got the vertical jumping skills of someone on the fucking moon.
Fucking
No,
LeBron
I don't think
James
even LeBron, in his peak, could have hit those levels of jumping, could he?
Jeff
to
dropped
jump
the
over
fake
a
gun.
fence in a backyard? That's... Most backyard fences are pretty decently tall, especially if you're talking about like a picket fence as opposed to something like a chain fence. Which chain fences...
I may actually split this one up into parts because like we're at 30 minutes right now. And
we got this. We got this. We can power through it. We're good.
Well, no, I'm talking about like for the video release.
Oh yeah, I know. We can power through it. One recording.
Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with burning hatred. Hello, Jeff, he said.
Hi.
We have some unfinished business. Jeff saw his bruised nose.
You tried to rob him, and he beat the shit out of you.
I think we're even.
That you want to fight him again? I'll tell you this right now. No.
I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and I get my... and you get my brother sent to JDC. Randy got an angry look in his eyes. Oh no, I don't go for even, I go for winning. You may have kicked their asses one day, but not today. As he said, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and they both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming, and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith...
Hold on. We have to mention... Oh.
Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets. So we are in America.
Wow, I guess so. I'll say this right now, though. Whatever happens here, Long Island University is absolutely getting to go free. Because you know what? With all those witnesses, I'd say this is some pretty damning evidence that someone else decided to start the fight first.
No one interrupts or guts will fly, they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder.
They choose... What?
Jeff screamed and fell...
13-year-old menace from the wet dreams of Stephen King decides to beat... No, not even a 12-year-old. A 12-year-old menace decides to roll in with guns and knives and take out some dude.
Pull up to the function.
Him in the nose.
This does feel like a fucking... This feels like a bad Stephen King trip. I'm gonna be honest with you right now.
As I said, this kid is from, like, out of the absolute worst wet dream Stephen King has ever had. Like, that's horrifying.
I don't want to see Stephen King's wet dreams, I'm gonna be real.
Neither would I, my friend. Neither would I. Especially not in his heyday when he was, like, doing all of the drugs.
Yeah.
No.
Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it, causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him. Need some help? He picks up Jeff by the back of the collar and throws him through the patio door. As Jeff tries to stand, he's kicked down to the ground. Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood.
What is these kids' end goal? You're telling me that all 3 of these kids are so thoroughly driven by bloodlust that they're gonna roll up to a very public function and murder this other child?
Me showing up to the function.
Me showing up to the function with intentions to murder a child? What?
I don't fucking know, man. This shit's crazy.
What is the end goal here? What do they intend to do?
Come on, Jeff.
Do they think that they're gonna get away scot-free?
Fight me. He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head. Fight! He throws Jeff back into the living room. Come on, Jeff, look at me. Jeff glances up, his face riddled with... last chance to look at me. I was the one who got your brother sent to JDC, and you're just gonna sit here and let him rot in there for a whole year? You should be ashamed! Jeff starts to get up. We finally stand and fight. Jeff is now to his feet. Blood and vodka on his face. Oh, shit. Yo, you don't want to... He's angered. He's angered the Russian bear.
He's like, the iconic... What was it? That's a Bruce Lee thing where, like, he tastes blood and then he beats the shit out of people slightly faster, right?
No.
Or am I misremembering something?
You're probably thinking of somebody else. I don't remember Bruce Lee ever saying
something. I am.
Probably. Cocaine Bear is here. Once again, he gets that strange feeling.
Vodka Jeff has rolled in and is ready for
the one
murder.
He hasn't felt in a while. Finally, he's up, says Randy as he runs at Jeff. That's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche destroyed. All his rational thinking is gone. All he can do is kill. He grabs Randy and pile drives him into the ground. He gets on top of him and starts punching him straight in the heart.
Right.
The punch causes Randy's heart to stop. Holy shit! Oh.
He literally puts this man into cardiac arrest
as Randy,
with one punch. He's
Randy.
Got that supersonic punch.
As Randy grasps for his breath, Jeff hammers down on him, punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies.
Holy shit.
Everyone is looking at Jeff now. The kids, the parents, the crying kids, even Troy and Keith, although they had They easily break their gaze and point their guns at Jeff.
You're
Jeff
telling me
sees the
that they
guns
didn't
trained on
shoot
him.
Jeff as he was actively murdering another person? But also on top of this, like, you hear that? Lots of people? That sounds like a bad thing. Sure, you're probably traumatizing a lot of kids, but on the plus side, I guarantee that you are getting away scot-free, because that is undeniably self-defense.
Long
Someone
Island.
rolls into a party, right, with
Mhm.
knives and guns, and attempts to murder you, hits you upside the head with a bottle, and then you beat the shit out of them until they die. That's entirely seen as reasonable force, I would argue. I don't think there's a single court in these United States that would look at that and go, yeah, that was an unreasonable amount of force.
If not, we could just get Saul. He'll get us off. Better call Saul. Although they easily break from their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him. Each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow up behind.
Seriously, what is these kids' end goal? Like, the leader
Kill
of their
him.
little gang just literally got the life beaten out of it. And they've decided, you know what it's time for? I'm gonna shoot this child so that I wind up in jail for the rest of my
fucking
short
revenge?
and miserable life. But Jeff could definitely get away with reasonable use of force. Neither of these two could.
Okay. Alright.
Continue.
They let out their final round of bullets. Jeff ducks into a bathroom. He grabs a towel rack and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in. Knives ready. Not... Okay, whatever. Didn't plan to bring extra mags, I guess. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard. Now all that's left is Keith. He is more agile than Troy, though, and ducks Jeff's swings with the towel rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed by Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf.
Not a bottle, a thing of bleach.
It burnt both of them, and they started to scream. Jeff wiped his eyes the best he could. He pulled the towel rack and swung it straight at Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile.
Bleeding to death? Bleeding to death? This is the second child that he has murdered? I'm telling you right now, if Troy is not already out of that door and running for the hills,
yeah, Troy.
then there is something deeply wrong.
Troy better get the fuck out of here. What's so funny, said Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on. What's funny, he said. Is it that you're covered in bleach and alcohol? Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter at him.
Keith is also covered in bleach.
As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited. You can't throw a lighter. I have a lighter right here. I can...
True, actually. You let go of it and it stops lighting.
Yeah, what? What kind of lighter is this?
Aren't some of them you can click it and it stays activated? Or if it's like a flick lighter.
I don't know.
Like you flick it open.
The alcohol had made him into a walking inferno.
Right?
He tried to roll out the fire, but it was no use. He ran down the hall and fell down at the stairs. Everybody started screaming when they saw Jeff, now a man on fire, drop to the ground, nearly dead. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out. Damn. Those parents could have, done something.
You're right. Good God.
I get when they have the gun, but they were clearly out of ammo.
Blankets. They literally couldn't have shot anymore. You're telling me that none of the parents decided to, call the police? The police who apparently just arrive immediately?
Yeah. No. Remember, that kid in the beginning, he was going a full fucking 15 rounds with Jeff. That's the thing.
Oh, true. Either the police arrive immediately, or that kid is just a legend.
When Jeff woke, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized that there was some tube in his arm. He tried to get up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We don't have a good relationship with nurses on this channel.
Uh-oh. Nurse Joy, please stay away
I don't
from
think you
Jeff's
can...
testicle. He felt a cast on his shoulder and wrapped around his face and stitches all over his body, including on his scrotum, as Jeff realized that he no longer had testicles.
She needs her ball blood.
She needed the blood.
I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said, as she put him back in his bed and reinserted the tube.
Oh.
Jeff sat there with
reinserted
no vision,
heavies.
no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. "Honey, are you okay?" she asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered. He was unable to speak. "Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy... Randy is dead!"
No, but the witnesses, they're right here. Randy did confess when
Confessed
he
to
first
trying
jumped
to
into
attack
the
you.
yard.
They let Long Island University go.
Told
This
you.
made
Hell,
Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. He'll be out by tomorrow.
tube.
And then
The tube.
you two
This
will
is
be
how
able
you
to
know
be
that
together
this is
again.
someone who doesn't know the word for IV.
Fair enough, it's an act.
It's 2 letters.
Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited with by his family. Then came the day the bandages were to be removed. His family were all there to see it.
Oh my god, you can see the ending.
What he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages, Jeff's face, everybody was on the edge of their seats. "Let's hope for the best," said the doctor. He quickly pulls the cloth, letting the rest fall from his face. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Long Island
Jesus
University
Christ.
and Jeff's dad.
Your kid has just gone through a terribly traumatic experience, is like severely injured, and now probably deformed from their injuries, and they finally take off the bandages, and your mother's reaction is just to scream. Is just screaming. What a
Jeff's mother
terrible
screams
mother.
at the sight of his face.
Jesus.
Long Island University and Jeff's dad stare, awestruck at his face. What? What happened to my face?" Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and into the bathroom. He looked at the mirror and saw a cause of distress. His face. It was horrible! His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. His face was turned into a pure white color.
That is not how lips burn, unless the flesh has literally cooked.
I don't know, man.
What?
And his hair. Signed from brown to black?
Tinged from brown to
I'm
black.
not sure that's how hair color works, but okay.
Is not how hair color works. In fact, odds are more likely that Jeff would just have no hair because it would have burned away, or would at least be horribly patchy, but still probably mostly brown.
He slowly put a hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family, then back in the mirror. Jeff.
They accidentally made him into leather. He would make a really good saddle now.
"Jeff," said Long Island University, "it's not that bad." "Not that bad," said Jeff. "Why, it's perfect." His family were equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching.
Oh my god,
Jeff?
the mark of a madman. Truly
Are you
a dangerous
okay?
Individual, you can tell because he's twitching. What the fuck?
Either that or seizure prone. I don't know. Okay,
It's a possibility, man.
okay.
After that much severe trauma. Anyways,
I've
continue.
never felt more happy. Look at me. My face goes perfectly with me. He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking into the mirror. What caused this? Well, as you might recall, when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity, snapped. He is now a crazy killing machine.
As sanity
That is,
as sanity do.
his parents didn't know.
As we all
Doctor
know, you do have
said-
this little switch in your brain that on one side has entirely functional human being, and on the other side has crazy killing machine. And all you got to do is just flip that switch off,
Doctor
and all of a sudden you
said-
murder. That's how this works.
Yep, said Jeff's mom. All right. Is my son all right, in the head?
What
Oh,
do you think
yes.
I am, a
His
fucking
behavior is typical for
psychiatrist?
patients who have been on large amounts of pain. Okay, that's actually fair enough. Painkillers make people do weird shit.
That is, painkillers make people loopy, man. You gotta be careful.
If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back. How many painkillers did you loop him up with? Holy shit!
I was gonna say a few weeks. A few weeks.
And we'll give him a psychological test.
Pumping his entire system.
Oh, thank you, doctor.
You're not gonna give him a psychological test anyway?
Oh, thank you, doctor. Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. I had to. Jeff, sweaty, it's time to go. Jeff looks away from the mirror, his face formed in a crazy smile. Okay, Mom. His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. This is what I came in. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk.
Oh.
Jeff's mom looked down to see a black dress pants and a white hoodie her son wore. They were now clean of blood and stitched together. Oh.
There should be, if this fire was hot enough to literally burn away all of his skin so that it is now constant scar tissue, to singe his hair, and to burn away at his lips, I don't believe that there would be literally any clothes left.
There probably wouldn't.
Or at least whatever remnants of clothing that were left would not be wearable. Like, it would be in a terrible state. Removing the blood would be the least of your issues.
Alright. Yeah.
Continue. We're almost done. We are so close.
Yeah, we are this close. I feel it. His mother took him by the shoulder, clothes came in. Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if somebody was cring. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. Okay, we're going Joker.
As you do sometimes, man. Sometimes you're
Jeff,
just vibing.
What the actual fuck are you doing?
Meaty.
Jeff looked over to his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mummy. It hurt after a while. Nah, I can smile forever. Jeff's mother noticed his eyes ringed
I
in
feel
black.
like this is... First of all, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Jeff.
We gotta mention this,
What?
right? No end quote mark there.
Yeah, I know, but that's been going on for basically the entire story. I've gotten used to it.
I know.
Jeff,
but
your eyes...
ringed in black? What the hell?
He's just got a ton of black eyeliner on, like Draco.
In his eyes?
Yes. He doesn't know how to use eyeliner.
Actually, fun fact, you can, I believe, dye and tattoo eyeballs, which is horrible.
I know that you can do that. You can also tattoo the inside of your eyelids. Now, back to what we were saying.
Continue.
Jeff, your eyes. His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself. My new face. Jeff's
Okay,
mother
let's be
slowly
honest, though,
started to
you're
back
only
away.
gonna see yourself for, like, what, maybe a couple weeks max before your eyes start to dry out?
Seeing that
Your
her
eyelids
son was
serve a lot
going
of
insane.
purposes.
I don't know, she needs fucking...
So we have to mention,
eye
right?
drops?
Because none of this explains how his eyes are ringed in black. What? What did you do? The idea that probably the sclera
Oh my god.
would be black?
I just read ahead. Okay.
Continue.
Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going fucking bananas. What's wrong, Mummy? Aren't I beautiful? Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy so he can see your face. She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. Honey, get the gun.
What? Sorry. Your child has, like, gone through serious trauma, has gone ahead and injured themselves, which is, on its own, like, you should already be taking Jeff to the hospital. Send him back. But... What?
Papa Cap in the motherfucker.
Your child has been injured, and your first reaction is, well, we can always try again. What? What? And the Parent of the Year award goes to literally anyone else but her. What?
She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife.
Jeff
Mummy,
is winning here.
you lied. That's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushes them with a knife, gutting both of them.
At 100%, Jeff
His-
was... I don't know about the dead, he didn't do anything, but, like, honestly, fair enough. If your mom is planning to, murder you, yeah, probably fair.
His brother, Long Island University, woke up startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. He was on the border of summer when he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth and slowly raised the knife, ready to plunge it into Long Island University. Long Island University thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh! Just go to sleep!
Oh,
Wow!
boy.
That was an experience, and I am...
I saw it was written by a kid. Yeah, no kidding. I'm saying it right now. It is
No,
very, very clear that this was written
the
by a
fuck
child.
is this goddamn...
From Thing of Bleach to what was the other one? Not knowing what the word for an IV is.
Compy is fucking... Jesus Christ, Compy. What the
What?
fuck? Look at this.
Oh my god.
And look at later.
What?
I'm gonna updo it just so it's positive.
Do not encourage this person to simp for a murderous fictional character. Guys, Elias doesn't count. He's hot.
Oh my
Don't-
god, this...
Don't encourage people to do this.
What?
What?
This wasn't the real version? I swear this was a...
I thought this was the real version. It seems familiar.
The
I
original was
recognize
made
the
by...
scene-
Oh my god.
What? Hold on. Take that Wikipedia page.
No, I'm not about to spend another fucking...
Well, no, we're obviously not gonna read it, but like... What? This was...
There's a
What
massive
have we
amount...
discovered?
There's a massive amount of fucking lore here. What the fuck?
Lore?
Okay, so...
No, from 2018. Jeff the Killer is way older than that. Nope,
Yeah,
that's
I know
that's
he is.
untrue. Jeff the Killer is way older than 2018. 2018
Okay, no,
was
the
illustrated set
the
that
original
story
was
back to.
only posted to YouTube.
Ah. Fascinating. Fascinating.
Yeah, the only real creepy thing about this creepypasta is the image. And
the image.
and the thing about the
and
image
how-
that's actually really interesting is we aren't quite sure exactly
Aren't
what
sure
it came
where
from.
it came from. I thought that they'd figured it out for a while there, but
don't know.
apparently that was wrong, which is something else. But yeah, this story is... God, I feel
Oh
bad
god, what the
trashing on
fuck
it.
is this?
No. I feel bad trashing on Jeff the Killer because it is, like, very clearly written by a child.
No,
Like, this is a story... This was somebody's maybe first or second attempt to write a horror story, and I'm not gonna pretend like my first or second attempt was any better. But, like...
I never read that. So, here's the thing. I have to respect Jeff the Killer for its historical impact. This
It
picture...
does definitely have a
This
historical
fucking picture
impact.
has haunted many a people, been
True.
around for so long, and like...
Even though I think that on the Creepypasta picture tier list of horror, this is like a solid C.
Yeah,
Like the photo. Compared to something like, I still think, Russian Sleep Experiment, Smile.jpg, what was the other one? God, there's one other that really gets to me that I can't remember at the moment. Fucking Gold Street, apparently.
did we ever get an answer?
I can't believe... No, I asked several other people. Like, I texted other people that I know about this question. I've asked around. I have never mentioned Gold Street. None of them know what Gold Street is. I have no idea. I have no clue.
Is that fucking Jeff the Killer doing like an ahigao face?
I think so.
Oh god.
But yeah, that was the iconic, the well-known Jeff the Killer. The story where someone's eyes glow in the dark and you are still capable of telling that they're rimmed in black.
And despite being this like fucking ninja fighter, this random kid out of in the middle of nowhere was able to go the distance with him long enough for the
You're
police to
right.
show up.
Oh my god. Um,
So,
so
what
my
would you rate
rating
it?
for this, I'm actually, good god, from a writing standpoint, it's not good. It's like a 2, but I have to respect the historical value here. I'm gonna bump this all the way to a 5 out of 10, purely off of historical value.
I'd have to
This is
agree
an
with you.
icon
I'll
and
give it
needs to be
a
preserved.
Long Island University out of Billy.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.